wonderful people, welcome back to my channel, or hello if you're new here. I'm Heidi. Thank you so much for clicking on this video. I hope it is useful in some way. Today I'm going to talk about my career break and all the lessons that it's taught me, because I'm on the other end now. I've taken the career break, I've taken 7 months off, and now I'm back in a job, back in a kind of stable life, back in the UK. So yeah, I thought it would be good to hopefully help other people if they're in the same position, if they're considering a career break, if they're going to take a career break, if they're currently in a career break and struggling. I just thought maybe it would be useful to kind of impart my wisdom, although I don't really have that much of it, just in case, yeah, it's useful. So a bit of context if you don't know who I am. I'm Heidi, as you know, and I'm 28, nearly 29 actually, and I took a career break last year. So I was living in London, I was doing a corporate job, I was working in communications, and then I decided to take a career break to live in Australia for 6 months and do a very short bit of travelling after. We did a bit of travelling in Australia, but not tons. Main reason for that is I was just feeling burnt out, a bit uninspired by London life, and my partner is Australian, so we thought we'd just take some time out and go and visit his home country and spend more time with family and friends. But got loads of content on the channel if you want to see how that went for me. And yeah, I did lots of documenting my thoughts. I did a series called The Honest Reality of Moving to Australia in Your Late 20s. So if you are in the same position and you want to know more about that, please go to those videos. I don't want to bore anyone with all of the context when I've already spoken about it. But yeah, that is a whistle-stop tour of where I've been the last 7-ish months. Left the UK in September, came back to the UK in April, and it is currently the end of May. No, oh my god, it's the end of June. God, time is actually flying. So yeah, it's the end of June. So I'm kind of like 2 months, nearly 2 months of being home. So yeah, I just thought today I would talk through everything that I've learned. Got the trusty book, the OGs will know, they've probably seen this a few times, but I've just written down some thoughts and kind of top 3 learnings, I guess, from my experience. So I hope this is useful. We'll start with number 1. So one massive learning is what my kind of values and aspirations really are. So being taken away from everything that I knew in London, having a stable income, all my friends and family, the life that I've set up in London. So I did a lot of like volunteer work, I did a lot of workout classes with this gym that I loved. I just had like a really good routine, and being taken away from all of that and plopped to the other side of the world, it has really definitely taught me what I value, and career being one of them. So I struggled to find a career-based job. That made me realise that career-based jobs are really important to me, and I do want to get a bit further in my career and climb up the ladder per se, not in the kind of work your way to the death attitude, having work-life balance, but just feel like I want to progress in my career and yeah, get a bit further and do more in that space. So I was left feeling quite empty, like I had a lot of energy to give and nowhere to put it because I didn't have a career-based job. So if you are taking a career break and you don't think you're gonna do a career-based job, just, I guess, take a moment to think, is that what you really want? I mean, I say that, I really thought that was what I really wanted, and then I got to it and I was like, actually this is not satisfying me, and maybe I didn't need a big break from a career. Well, I never intended to take a break from the career, because I was living in a different country for my career break or time away from the UK. I don't really know what to call it, but alas, I did not get a career-based job. I knew I wasn't going to get, I guess to explain it better, I'm sorry, I'm everywhere, is I knew I was going to get a lower down job than what I had, but I still wanted something in the space, whether it was like assistant level, and I was at a manager level when I took my career break. So that's something I learned coming back to the UK. I've really prioritised my career and what I want, and being picky with jobs and applications, because I don't just want to go for anything. Whereas before, I was kind of in a job that I did enjoy and really like the people and everything, but it didn't really like feed my soul. So yeah, that's definitely something I've learned. I've learned that I want to be near friends and family, and that's really important to me. Not that leaving the UK, I thought I don't want to be near these people, but that is such a big part of my life, and I've created this amazing friends community, and being away from that just made me appreciate it a whole lot more. I do think I appreciate it in London, but potentially not as much as having friends down the street to go and see. I really struggled with like making like girlfriends when I was away, which meant I didn't really have like girly chatty time, and coming back and having all loads and loads of girly chatty time I've absolutely loved. So that's just kind of made me realise. So yeah, I think taking yourself away from your environment that you know and love, or don't love even, just you know and you're familiar with, can really teach you what you want for the kind of next chapter of your life. The second one is going to talk about work again, sorry, but about considering a sabbatical. So I didn't take a sabbatical. I had to find a job when I came home from my career break. So that was difficult whilst I was there. I was worrying a lot about how that would look. I had heard the job market in the UK was really tough. I knew myself, I've had quite a few jobs through the years, that job applications and applying for jobs is never very fun. I don't think interviews can sometimes be quite fun because you've prepared so much and then it's like your time to shine kind of thing. So sometimes they can go well, but I think the process of applying, talking to recruiters, put your CV out there, the constant worry of waiting for that email or that call, I don't think it's very fun. So I was preparing myself for that, but I was worried about the situation. And I didn't take a sabbatical. As I said, I didn't really feel my last job was really something that I wanted to stay in. So yeah, I guess there's strengths and weaknesses in that. So strengths are, you have so much fire when you're back, you're so energized, you want to find a job that aligns with your values, all the things that you've been thinking about in this career break of how you want your life to look when you get back to your kind of home country. So I had so much fire and I had so much energy to give to this job hunt. I knew that, you know, obviously I wanted a stable income again. I hadn't been paid as a kind of salary income for 8 months. I wanted a bit more stability and a bit more routine because I've been here, there and everywhere, working in 0-hour contracts when I was in Australia. You don't know what your next week's really going to look like. And then traveling, obviously you're not working. So I was really excited to have a routine and kind of create the life that I'd envisioned that I would have. But then I guess the weakness is I spent the 7 months worrying about getting back to the UK and finding a job. And I will say, there is so much rhetoric out there about it, you know, the job market's so hard, and I'm absolutely not taking away from that. And potentially it was, you know, the timing of things, but I do think there are jobs coming up, definitely in my field anyway, that with really big companies that people can apply to. So don't take everything that you hear really literally, I think. See for yourself, look at the job market, talk to friends in the industry. If people have moved recently, what's the process been like? Because I think all the scaremongering and all the negativity can sometimes not be that helpful. And then I guess the strengths for the sabbatical is you've spent the whole 7 or whatever months knowing you're going back to a job and you're going back to the kind of life that you had before. But I guess the weakness is you can't create this new, I mean, you definitely still can, but I think having that fresh start and that like cut down the middle of kind of old life, career break, new life really helped me now create the life that I could only have envisioned. Like, for example, going to Australia, people get up earlier in the morning. Before my career break, I was getting up at like 8:30, feeling sluggish, feeling just really not very great. My environment, my flat wasn't great because I'd kind of prioritised money over environment. Coming back here, having the career break, change of lifestyle, didn't potentially have the life that I really envisioned, but there were certain things that I did, like getting up earlier and prioritising kind of fitness, wellness a little bit more. And then coming back, I've been able to, on this clean slate, create a life where I wake up at like 5:30 in the morning, I go to the gym a lot more than I used to, and I just feel so positive and content, and I can't tell you this feeling inside that just feels like everything is right. So I think having that clean slate has helped me kind of create that new life for myself. So sorry, my camera just died. So if the angle's slightly different, I do apologise. But yeah, I think that's probably a sign from the universe. I am talking too much and just need to get to the point. But we're on to the final one, I promise. The third one is, yes, it's very cheesy, but it is things will work out. There were so many times during my career break I was like, have I made the right decision? All my peers are doing XYZ. Have I put myself back by a couple of years? Obviously with women, we do have a body clock. That's been playing into my mind, like, why are you just out and about having fun when, you know, you want to have a family one day, you want to have this big career. And that really did, like, sometimes dampen my career break. But coming from me, who's been there and done it, I just want to say things will work out, I promise. You're exactly where you're meant to be, as cheesy as it sounds, and just trust the universe. Like, you've made the decision for a reason, and now I'm back and I see how my life is now compared to what it was before. I'm like, wow, that exactly is why that was meant to happen. I had a lot of fun in the process as well, but I grew so much as a person and I figured out who I am, what I want from life, and now I've just had all this energy coming back because I haven't been working a full-time salary job. I have just had so much time and energy to think about what I want to create, and then I've come back and I honestly, I can't tell you this feeling inside of me that just feels like it was exactly the right thing that I needed, and I'm so glad I did it. And I really would recommend one, if you're thinking of one, to anyone at whatever age, wherever you want to go. If you feel like you want a career break, take it whilst, you know, you can, if you're in a chapter in your life where you can, because I mean, it's such a privileged thing anyway to be able to take a career break. I totally understand that. But yeah, if you can, I say definitely do. It will change you in ways that you didn't even realise, and it definitely did with me. So that's my big piece of advice. Please take one if you're able to. Bits of advice that I just wanted to cover if you are taking a career break is, and what I've learned, but they're a little bit more boring and more focused on the job stuff, is save everything from your job, because you will forget stuff when you come back to the interview process after your career break. You've done so much in that time, and then you're like, oh God, I can't even remember what I did. So save everything, document everything if you are thinking of taking one and you are needing to apply for a new job. Grow your network or do some kind of skilled volunteering if you can. Just try and prepare yourself for coming back and getting a job, because I honestly think it's who you know these days rather than what you know. So try and build your network, try and do something to kind of, I guess, show that you've been thinking about that next step, if that career is really important to you. If it's not, just go and have fun and then deal with it when you get back. Oh, sometimes I wish my brain worked like that. And then also start applying on your career break if you can, because it just gets you into the process. I started applying about 3 months before I got back to the UK, and I was in like final stage interviews. Sadly, didn't get the job because I was in Australia, but yeah, it definitely just helped me getting back and getting started and just throwing myself in there. Okay, I think I've spoken enough. Let me know if you have any other questions about career break. I'm definitely not an expert on it, but I have taken one and I have learned a lot from it. So if you have any questions, please let me know. I hope you enjoyed this video. Thank you so much for clicking on, and I'll see you again soon for more snippets into this new, like, amazing, what I think is amazing, London life that I've created. So I'll see you again soon. Thank you so much. Have the best day, whatever you're doing, and lots of love.